Yo, what's up, guys? It's me, Mario Gamepro, and I have a special video about what I want to see in Borderlands 3. There was a teaser, like a tech demo of what, like a hypothetical Borderlands 3 and graphics, and it looked beautiful. It was going towards realistic, but still had the iconic shell shaded look, which is pretty cool. And they're saying like the technology of the next gen Borderlands. So this is what I want to see in Borderlands 3. Hey, I can rhyme. Like like public online quests. It's like it, I kind of want this to become half MMO, half just single player because it would help out a lot with the replayability. Because after a while, when you max out your character, yeah, like what else is there to do? So I want some like in Borderlands, there's a timer on a sale, like a rare item on sale, but do that on the quest board, with like a special, like raid or event coming up, happening, and you can earn like a rare item, like a rare limited edition item, like a gun or a gear or you know, attachments, that you can only get from that quest. Which will make it a lot more exciting and more people would jump on to Borderlands to get the next best item. Next is larger maps. Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel were pretty large, but it was like a one big space, and the next big space is to go to a holographic invisible wall with a button to say go to this area. But I would like to see, those like two large maps, in one giant map. Like with more routes, more paths, different, like more, like side areas and hidden paths, and which will be great for hiding treasure chests, loot chests, and would make some pretty good, you know, adventures, make for some pretty good adventures. And And with those large maps, I like to see random encounters, like NPCs, like showing up the at a certain point, and they would offer like cash, loot, or possibly the iridium or whatever the Borderlands 3, you know, uh version of iridium, the harder to find, like uh currency, uh, and would make some pretty fun encounters, especially cameos from celebrities, that would, mostly comedians or someone completely off like Norma Reedus, or just something that would match the bizarreness of Borderlands, like Ryan Reynolds, Norland North, or other current, celebrities that make a lot of appearances in video games. Just for a very rare encounter, would make a very rare encounter, like help this guy, with a little bit situation. Um, and what else? More customization in the characters and vehicles, like like edit the clothing, like give us the power to color our clothing the way we want, not like presets like in Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel, which would which will give us the freedom to create our character more freely, with like headpieces, clothing, pants, and the pattern, whatever, and vehicles, like and also to another topic, more vehicles like the hovercraft and the pre-sequel make a return, which will give us like a single seater like motorcycle, and also motorcycles like not like a two wheel but the three wheel, the one with the sidecar, like in the campaign of Carnage, one of the bosses had a motorcycle, which will give us a two-seater, and adjust the parts to it, like new different wheels, like different bumpers, different like miscellaneous attachments, like a psycho mask on it, or stuffed animal, or just something wacky, to attach to our vehicles that will give us our and you can save those vehicles to give us our own personal ride, which will make it traveling the maps, more fun. And for story, I would like to see Tiny Tina be more involved. She had a pretty relevant, you know, role in the second one, and like one cameo in the pre-sequel. But I would like to see her older, like rolling the wastelands, with her like a franchise of weapon stance or something. Um, or even possibly a playable character, but I know that won't happen. Um, yeah, and her insaneness, better. Make her more insane and hilarious. And pre-sequel characters, not the ones that died in the Borderlands 2, but like Lady Hammerlock, Janie Springs, which had a crush on, which was obsessed with, Miss Moxie, and she had her dialogue of her being in love with Mad Moxie, which will make some really good, encounters. Um, uh, and I hope the more realistic graphics, will keep the humor of Borderlands, like the dirtiness, the insane, you know, humor, the dark, insane, bizarre humor of the Borderlands series. But yeah, but I hope it doesn't go too realistic and dramatic. A deeper storyline, like the lore in Borderlands is great, but I like to see it spread out more, about like some more dialogue about Lilith and Maya, her the siren, lore, and Mordecai, the previous characters, would give us some more backstory, and the precursors, like we know about the precursors, but the very early age of the precursors, I would like to see, which will give us like some exciting backstory. uh Easter eggs, like I want, like Borderlands the pre-sequel barely had, good Easter eggs, um like I like Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 is like my favorite one in the series because all the references, the Easter eggs, that that made me explore. I like exploring for eggs, but like something like like more Easter eggs than that, will give me some inspiration to explore. Also, new weapon types. Like we have the usual shotguns and assault rifles and pistols, but like possibly a crossbow type of weapons, or possibly like grenade launchers. Um, uh, Something like to add on to the different types of weapons, which make it will make some encounters really good. Um, and also elemental weapons. Gotta keep the same. Gotta keep the cryo weapons, but nothing nothing else like they haven't tried it yet. You know, I don't think they have been tried. Was poisonous weapons. We have corrosive, which affects robots more, but not much as you know humans, but like living enemies. But excuse me, poisonous. Like it would like do a little bit extra damage over time, which will like be more like attached to the crossbow idea. I hope they do that. Less pointless side quests, side quests. Some side quests, sorry, I'm trying to think of something. You go up to a side quest and, like, help me fetch this, or can you check on this NPC just for, some cash and no gear or weapons, which will feel like kind of a letdown and a waste of time. Just it's just okay for the dialogue, but you know when you're trying to collect, get stronger and more and afford better gear, it's kind of a dead end. Some of the side quests. New claptraps, like possibly someone restoring the destroyed claptraps that Handsome Jack had eliminated, and also the new version of claptraps, as you seen in the Tales from the Borderlands haven't played yet. The that start popping up in the hub world, like also that topic, a larger hub world. Like something the the floating town in Borderlands 2, and the space station in Borderlands pre-sequel, but larger and have more markets and side areas to explore. Like, and some of the stores will sell the limited edition, like rare, like timed, not limited edition, but timed weapons and gear, and also gear upgrades, different gear upgrades. We have the shield, the artifact, the grenade enhancement, but something like a attachment to help melee and attachments to help jump high, like help you jump higher. Um, and movement, like movability, like quicker, and resistance to certain stuff. I mean, shields do that, but add on to that. And new classes, like we have the the siren, the hunter. I mean, the siren, the the gun nuts, is like a assassin, or 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 soldier, but something like something something like new. I guess I have no ideas, but like like a archer or someone who's good at stealth, and you can help me out here. Uh, better DLC. Like we get story content, story DLC for like Forest story DLC, like in Borderlands 2, and the rest be minor, side deals. I mean DLC like headhunters. Headhunter packs are cool, but it's not much. Like you can go through it in an hour, like in a few hours, and there'll be nothing else, to keep you around. Like help, like build on to those DLCs, like a little bit better. Will be great. And last thing I want to talk about is new terrain. Like we have terrain like swampy areas from the Hammerlock DLC, wintry areas and stuff. But I'd like to see like jungle, not jungle. That was in Hammerlock. Mm, like rainy terrain will affect vehicles, like muddy terrain and and more dangerous terrain, like life draining terrain. Well, we'll have you think about how you gotta explore it. And I think that's about it. I really hope it's like not confirmed, but it was a tech demo of a hypothetical third game, which I would hope they do because in I haven't seen Borderlands in a few years, and I love the series. I have the all three, over here that they came out except for Tales from Borderlands. And I love the everything about it. So I hope you enjoyed this review. See you next